Good morning, you guys. If y'all are just joining me, y'all can go ahead and start relaxing into your body and collecting energy, closing the eyes, grounding into your comfortable, easy seated posture. Finding your breath. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started this morning. So this morning we're going to do a Kriya called Warming Up, and I wanted to make sure I chose a Kriya where we would have time to do a meditation this morning, and I wanted to do the Experience the Original You, which is a really powerful meditation. We're talking about experiencing that soul aspect of our being, that part of ourself that never ceases to exist. It grows and expands and allows for more, but it fundamentally does not change. I don't know if that makes sense. The fundamental aspects of the being don't change. They only allow for more perception, more growth, more expansion. So it's technically considered to be an evolution of our being. So today we're going to be talking about, we're at the very end of the month here. We're going to be coming into the new year. In fact, the next time I see you, we will already be in the new year. And we had a really powerful end of our year this year that's ushering in a lot of change and transformation. And so this is really a time to continue to look at the quality of the energy that we experienced within the last year and the things that we engaged in, the things that happened to us, and all of those kinds of things, and take stock of what worked for us, what did we glean from it, all of that stuff we've kind of been talking about in lots of the other classes up until now. And this is a time for also doing a lot of shadow work, the things that when we find that stuff that didn't really work for us, that we don't want to continue to take the energy of into this next year. This is where we do that work. Now, a lot of people do shadow work in a lot of different ways, and there's a lot of holistic practitioners and people in the kind of work that I do that I think there's this whole big process to doing shadow work where you have to literally look at every little thing and pick it apart and analyze it and all of this stuff. And that could be beneficial for some people, but it's not the necessity. It's not the thing that has to be done. And so the thing that I wanted to point out to you today in reference to doing your shadow work and looking at the stuff that's not serving you, and it's not just looking about the stuff that's not serving you, because sometimes that can be the outside stuff coming in. This is about perceptions, beliefs, and old programs that we hold within our own being that did not serve us, that were a contributor to those experiences that kept us feeling stuck or kept us feeling like we weren't growing or expanding, that made us feel lots of anger or frustration and created some kind of trauma for us that we're continuing to carry. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about today. The stuff that we, even though we don't realize always that we do it this way, we're energetically contributing to that state of being by the beliefs that we hold, the stories that we're telling about it, the programs that we have running in our background that keep us trapped in a certain perception or way of looking at the situation. That's the shadow work I want us to talk about today. That's the stuff that keeps us stuck in old patterns of behavior. That's the stuff that is literally what holds us back in life. It's the hardest stuff to look at. Now, I'm not of the mindset personally that you have to go in and pick apart every little situation that happens like that. If we have a situation that triggered us and we can see where we energetically contributed to it and it kept us stuck in an old pattern of behavior where we're stuck in this cycle as opposed to moving past it, all I have to know is that I contributed to it. It's that, I don't know, when you were a kid, it was like knowing is half the battle, right? The minute I know that I contributed to that energetically and that I'm not a victim to the universe and things don't just happen to me and that there's nothing I can do to evolve or protect myself or do what I need to do to stand my ground and continue to push that vibration of my own being out at the rate that I want to, or the quality of energy that I want to. When I recognize that I'm not helpless, I take responsibility for my energetic contribution to the thing that kept me stuck. I'm willing to look at the ugly and say, okay, yeah, that didn't feel good. This is where I energetically contributed to it. I see that I did. I don't have to pick it apart any more than that. All I have to know is that I energetically contributed to it. The thing that creates the ability for it to be an amazing gift, this amazing opportunity for alchemy and transformation to occur, a catalyst for change, is when I actually create change from the knowledge of the thing. So it's just like if somebody tells you they're sorry. Somebody has hurt your feelings, done something mean to you, right? The first time they tell you they're sorry for doing something mean, you're going to accept that apology, most likely. I think most of us would, and say, okay, no problem. I'm glad you saw that hurt my feelings, and yeah, we can come to a common ground here. Thank you for being considerate of my feelings. When it becomes problematic is when that person does the thing over and over and over and over again. You've had the conversations that tell them how it makes you feel stuck in this space of trauma or pain or frustration, and they continue to do it, but they continue to tell you they're sorry every time, right? And then you start to think like, you're not sorry at all. You're not sorry because you keep doing it and your behavior is speaking louder than words to me. So you're not sorry. You're just trying to assuage me. You're trying to make me feel better about the fact that you're violating my boundaries. You're trying to calm me into doing that. We do that to ourselves. This isn't just something that happens from the outside in. And the more that we engage in that from within our own being, the more people are going to treat us that way too, because we're not upholding an energetic vibration. We're not emitting an energetic vibration that says, do not cross my boundary. This is my safe boundary. You don't go past this, because I'm constantly doing it myself, right? So if I'm seeing this cycle of behavior in my life happening again and again and again, and I'm like, why am I continuing to get sucked in? Why do I keep having these experiences that are similar, really similar, just a little bit different? It's because your spirit's literally trying to wake you the F up and say, hey, you're contributing to this in a way that is not allowing you to move past it. And so I'm going to continue to bring situations into your experience that are going to allow you to get it on such a deep level. You're really going to embody the knowledge that something has to change so that you can facilitate the change. The thing isn't going to change until we wake up and we create the change. The actions speak louder than the words. I can say I don't like this situation all I want to. I can say how traumatic this pattern of behavior is for me all I want to. But until I do something different, until I engage in a different action in regards to that old pattern, until I say, this hasn't been working for me the way I've been engaging in the past, this old trauma response that I keep eliciting, this allowance of me feeling, me allowing myself to feel helpless and insignificant or victimized, me sitting in this space is not changing anything. It's not serving me, and it's keeping me stuck in a pattern of behavior that isn't serving me anymore. So today, during our practice, I want us to really get real with ourselves and take real responsibility for our life experience and really look at the stuff. And, a lot of times we don't want to look at this stuff because it is encapsulated in some kind of grief or shame or, a feeling of powerlessness and things of that nature and victimization. And this is where we have to go deeper. That's just a feeling. It's just a feeling. I'm here to feel the breadth of all things, all emotions, I'm here to experience all situations. Just a feeling. That shame, that guilt, that thing, it's just a feeling. And it's only there because I'm continuing to tell myself a story about the thing that is not serving me, right? All of that guilt and shame and powerlessness and all of that is not serving me. That's not helping me transition out of that pattern of behavior. What are the thoughts and the feelings that are going to help transition me out of that space? That's where the courage comes in, and that's where I have to realize that this is a pattern. A pattern means that I'm doing the same things over and over and over again. If I have a sewing pattern, that means that pattern is going to allow me to make the same dress again and again and again and again and again, right? If I want to make a new dress that does not look like the old dress, I have to create a new pattern to work from, right? I have to use my imagination. I have to get creative. I have to think about, what do I want my dress to look like before I start to make the pattern? I have to think about, how do I want it to fit? What do I want it to feel like? What is the fabric going to be? I have to take into consideration all of the things that I want the thing to be, so that then I can create a pattern that I'm going to be functioning from, that's going to allow me to achieve the results that I'm looking for, right? So when you see these old patterns, if you're looking back on your 2020 and you're seeing some of those things, and we know them, we know the patterns. I'm still doing this thing. I'm still finding myself stuck in these situations that aren't comfortable again and again. I know this isn't for me, but I'm continuing to step into that pothole. I'm continuing to drive into that space that I know is going to damage my car, even though I know I shouldn't be. Why? I'm too scared. I'm too lazy. I'm too this. I'm too that. I don't have enough time. I convince myself of all of these things. This is the time to look at it. Okay, where's the stuff that's not working? What are the patterns? See the pattern, recognize my contribution, and then recognizing the change that I want to create to step into a new space and let go of that old pattern of behavior. I don't want to make that old 50s dress again and again, up and now it's 2020 and I still don't want to be making the same dress. I need to look at a new pattern. I need to recognize what I want. What do I want? Then I can start to take the conscious actions and create the conscious choices that are going to draw me into that energetic space, right? Start to look at the stuff. Really be real with ourselves. Shadow work is not comfortable all the time, but the reward for it is so much greater than if we allow ourselves to just be stuck. When we're stuck in the patterns, we're not living, we're existing. We're existing in a prefabricated environment that has been created for us, and we're coming into agreement with the thing that is not for us. We're giving it permission and allowance to continue to exist within our being and within the reality that I'm co-creating. I'm allowing that to be an ingredient that is creating the reality that I'm currently experiencing. I'm not wanting to allow other people to be the ones that are contributing, giving me the pattern and saying, here, make it. This one's for you. You have to wear this dress. You have to wear this suit. You don't get to wear what you want to. Don't make it your own pattern. You have to follow the one that's been given to you, regardless of how much trauma, how much harmful patterns it's creating in your life or whatever. So get creative. Think about what you want right now. Look at those old patterns. Recognize that they weren't serving you. Realize what you do want. And you're just human. When we're contributing to this stuff, it's because it's how we were taught to do it, right? It's how we were programmed to believe that we have to engage this way, but it's not the truth. Once we can realize that, and that all that shame and guilt and stuff goes away, because we realize we were just doing what we thought we were supposed to do. And then I can say, what do I want? Once I know what I want, then I can start to think about the creative process that's going to draw me into that space. And we are co-creators. I cannot tell you as an artist how many times I have heard people tell me, I'm not creative. I don't have a creative bone in my body. I don't know how to do this, this, or this. Just because they can't draw on a piece of paper with a pencil, they think they're not creative. We are all creator. We are all creative energy. We are all manifesting and co-creating life all the time. This is your canvas. Everything outside of you is your canvas. It's the most important canvas that you're going to be utilizing to co-create your reality, where you can utilize that creative energy to manifest something that's real and tangible in your life experience that you want. So, what do I want? As soon as I know what I want, I can start doing the thing, writing down the measurements, taking the instincts, deciding what fabric I want to use, just figuring out how I want it to fit, all of that stuff, and I'm writing it down. I'm thinking about it. I'm projecting it into my conscious mind, into my conscious heart, into my consciousness. My being is accepting that this is a new possibility for me. There's new space to be totally explored. That's living. And it can be scary to step away from the known discomfort, the known yuck that we have engaged in over and over and over again, but we know the results, right? It's familiar, and we know that we're going to live through it. Sometimes the fear of engaging in the new amazing possibilities is even scarier because we don't know what comes from that space. And we're such creatures of habit. And this is where we have to step out of that need for comfort and really fully just fly off of that cliff, step off of the mountain, and know that there's going to be that thing to catch you. I can dream the dream. I can put my attention and my heart into that dream. I can co-create this reality, and it can be as beautiful and amazing as I want it to be. Stop allowing the fear of what could be, what could limit you, what could prevent you from accessing the thing that you want. Stop you, freeze you in your tracks from experiencing growth. Every little teeny motion that you can make forward is worth its weight in gold compared to the staying stuck or the moving backward. It doesn't matter how far you're stepping forward with each choice, each thought, each dream, each whatever. Stop feeding the fear. Stop limiting your ability to step into the amazing opportunities are going to be opening up for us in this new portal of energy that we're going to be experiencing right now during this first part of this year. Stop limiting it. Stop doing that and fully give yourself over. Give yourself permission to do the things, to live. Be more playful with your life, more playful with your experience, and recognize if it doesn't work out, who cares? It's just another experience at that point, and I'm still moving forward. I'm still moving forward. I'm still taking those steps that are going to take me closer and closer to the thing that is drawing out the fullness of my being, that's allowing me to fully live. I'm still doing that. And that's all that matters. And the experiences that I incur on the way that I wasn't anticipating, that weren't a part of the plan, quote unquote, or whatever, it's meant for me. All a part of thing that's going to open up even different doors, new opportunities for experience. We have to start to shift the perception, mastering the mind, telling ourselves a different story about our experience than focusing directly on the negative. If you want to take that mindset into this new year, you're going to continue to suffer. And I'm just going to tell you that right now. If you're always looking for the negative aspects first, if you're always looking for the limiting factors first, if you're always looking for the reasons why something's not going to work and you can't do it, you're going to get more of that. So you have to start looking for all the reasons why it will work, why you can have the thing you want. Honor the creative energy that exists within you, recognizing that it has no limitations and that the only limitations that exist are the ones that I'm placing on myself. The glass ceiling does not come from outside of myself. Nobody can stop me from doing the things that come from in here except me. That glass ceiling, you got to stop blaming that shit on other people, the patriarchy, blah, blah, blah. That comes from you. You're doing that to yourself, nobody else. And that's where the responsibility comes in. That's where we recognize, hey, I'm willing to do this shadow work. I'm willing to see that I am the contributor. I'm the one creating this glass ceiling. I don't want that anymore. That's not for me. And I'm going to bust through that shit. I'm going to make new choices. I'm going to step into new energetic territory. I'm going to face my fears. And I'm going to step into this space of the unknown instead of staying stuck in the familiar patterns that are not serving me and are, in fact, limiting me and keeping me from really fully living. We get these reminders all the time to live your life, fully live on your conditions from your own soul space. We're getting them all the time. We lose people, they pass away, they transition from this physical embodiment to the next. That's a reminder to live, especially when they're young. It's a reminder to live. We honor the people we've lost by living fully and completely through this embodiment, through this experience. You step outside and you see the beauty of this earth, of nature, and the amazing awe that is literally in everything. That's a reminder to live. We see people suffering. We see people experiencing trauma. That's a reminder to live. We see these people in other countries who don't have food, who don't have what they need. It's a reminder to live. Don't allow the suffering that exists in this world to keep you stuck in that space where you're not willing to see what that is. We see what it is and we step into the heart space. And when we see that and we allow that to be the thing that is a catalyst for change within us, we can be a part of the problem that's a solution for assisting and helping these people experience a different kind of life, right? When I have a heart for myself and I have a heart for what is going on within me, what my soul desires and its ultimate need to express itself in this world, that's where we really step into a part of our being where we can reach out our hand and help other people. When we can really fully and truly care about this, we care about the other stuff that exists outside of ourselves because we're not so focused on the negative things that we think are happening in our own life. We're not so suppressed by our own life that we can see the truth of what's happening around us. And we want to be a part of the solution for helping to create positive change within that space. And whatever it is that's resonating with my heart. And I know that's a good fit for me to be that uplifting hand. So there's a lot of reasons why this is so important for us to recognize what that stuff is that's not serving us so that we can really create that change through our actions and through our choices in this new year. This is a call for you and a reminder to fully live. Live your life. Stop existing. Look at the spaces where the old programs have been pushing your experience and stop it. Create your own pattern, your own new pattern that you're going to be working from. Tap into your co-creative ability. You know, if you're having trouble with that and you don't think you have that part of your being because you're so detached from it, it's not that you don't have it. You're so detached from it and unfamiliar with that part of your own soul that you need to reintroduce yourself to that part of your being. Take some time in meditation, some quiet time to yourself where you can connect to that deeper part of your soul space. Okay? Invite it to come forward. Ask it to impress upon you the desire of the heart. What is the co-creative energy that exists within me that needs expression? You got to ask. You got to be willing to create an intimate relationship with yourself. The intimate relationship doesn't just come because you are the thing. You have to get curious about it. You have to have the communication. You have to honor the spirit. If you don't know what the spirit wants, you can't honor it. So create that relationship with yourself. If you feel like you don't even know what that is, start to create an opportunity for that understanding and awareness of your own being to fully sink into you. So that once you know the desire, the co-creative energy starts to flow. Okay? So this is a really important time of our year, and I know this talk ran over a little bit longer than usual. Forgive me for that. But I really think this is such an important thing, and I'm telling you guys this because I don't want you going into another year of Groundhog Day. I think if anything, this last year of 2020 reminded us every day was like Groundhog Day for so many of us, right? We were like, oh my gosh, every day is the same. When is it not, though? When has it not been Groundhog Day for you? Sure, you may have been limited in your ability to go different places and do different things, but aren't you always kind of doing the same thing over and over and over again? And if you're not, I applaud you. I'm really proud of you because it is so easy as human to get stuck in the pattern. We look for the pattern and we get stuck in it. So recognize that was an extreme oppression of the thing that was already in existence. The pattern was already there. The Groundhog Day was already there. We're already doing the same things over, and over again. I think this extreme pressure that we felt from this last year really given it to us in that full dose, and where we were limited in our ability to even go places and do things. It heightened our awareness of it, right? And when it heightens your awareness of it, that gives you the opportunity to look at it with different eyes and to say, whoa, I was stuck. Whoa, this is a Groundhog Day thing. And man, that kind of hasn't it always been? How can I create change? I want to create change. I don't want to have the same day over and over and over again and call that a life. I want to live. I want to have new experiences. I want to be surprised by my life. I want to engage in new things. Even if it doesn't work out, who cares? It's just an experience. I'm still moving forward. Okay? So let's start by grounding into our easy seat. Close your eyes. And come into your body. Draw your attention and your awareness back inside. All of that stuff we just talked about is kind of reverberating off of the walls of the interior of our being now. We're not necessarily holding on and grasping on to any one particular thing that was spoken about. We're just allowing that energy to float around. Recognizing that whatever's meant with me, for me, will stay with me, and what's not won't. No attachment, no judgment, no story. Just allowing the energy of everything to alchemize within my inner being, the awareness, the knowledge of the thing, giving it the opportunity to communicate with my spirit and see where I sit with it. Take the breath a little bit deeper, all the way down into the belly, fully cleansing the interior of your being and releasing all of the energies that are no longer serving through the breath. Recognizing the immense amount of power that exists within my own being. I am not stuck. I am not trapped. I get to choose. I am the co-creator, the manifester. Things aren't happening to me. They're happening for me. And I get to choose how I internalize all of the things that happen outside of myself. Drop the shoulders back and down, allowing the spine to become even longer now. Really feeling that crown of the head shining into the sky. Sits bones are rooted into the earth. As above, so below, connecting to me, everything above me, everything around me, the everythingness that exists within the entire universe, and then down into the earth, that beautiful Mother Earth who is so supportive and nurturing, sustaining, allowing me to be in this human experience, giving me all of the things I need to help her, that sustains this human experience. And then the consciousness that exists within my own being, that radiant consciousness, that spirit that has lived lifetime after lifetime after lifetime and only accumulated in its ancient wisdom and knowledge of the being that I am, and recognizing that all I have to do is to stop and listen and connect to that space, that infinite being that I am. We're going to take the palms of our hands, start to rub them together, creating friction and heat. Feeling those polarities of energy greeting one another within our own being, the dichotomy that exists even within myself, pranic and aponic energies. And then tucking those thumbs into the chest, anchoring that energy into the heart space. We're going to start to tune in with our Om Namo Gurudev Namo 3 times, tuning into those higher ancient wisdom aspects of our being. Inhaling deeply. Exhale completely. And then inhaling to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply, suspend the breath for a moment. Feeling the energy of that beautiful mantra within our own being. Exhale. Then inhale deeply so that we can begin our Mangala charm. Exhale fully and completely. And then inhaling to begin to create that safe space on our mat. Adgure Name, Jugadgure Name, Satgure Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Adgure Name, Jugadgure Name, Satgure Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Adgure Name, Jugadgure Name, Satgure Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Inhale deeply, suspending your breath at the top. Recognizing that you are the creator and that you very effectively can create your own safe space whenever and wherever you want. Exhale, release the breath, release the hands. Gently allowing those eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. So we're going to come into a Kriya this morning. I really wanted to just prepare us for the meditation. Like I said, I usually pick a Kriya and then we don't have time for the meditation. So today I really wanted us to be more focused on the meditation part of our practice this morning as opposed to the actual Kriya. The Kriya is just preparing us to be fully immersed into the meditation. And you know, something that I've realized recently is how much of a devotion our time on our mat is, not just our time on our mat, but any of the time that we're offering to communicate with our own spirit, we're offering to communicate with the universe. That is a devotion to life. That is honoring the miraculousness, the amazingness, the beauty, the all availability for opportunity and possibility that exists within this time and space that can come from within me, the creator. That is a devotion that I get to experience in communicating to the vibration of the universe through my own unique vibration. And it really is what is, I think, a huge catalyst for the magnet that we become when we're looking at co-creating our life experience. So really take time to be fully present when you're on your mat, when you are in these practices, whatever time it is that you're offering that's special. And you know, it doesn't have to look any specific way. It doesn't have to be on the mat. We've talked about it. It could be in the bathtub. Whatever it is, that's your time to connect to source. That's your time to connect to those higher aspects of your being that exist within you. That is your time for devotional connection, where it says to the universe, where it says to yourself, your soul, I see you. I see you. I feel into the authentic vibration that you're emitting, and I honor that beauty. I honor it. with the depth of my being, and I am communicating that vibration, that unique vibration that can only come from me ever, ever in the history of ever again, no matter what embodiment I ever take again in this time and space, it's never going to look just like this. I honor that and I communicate that to the universe. And I recognize that that is the catalyst for the change that's going to occur within the entirety of this time and space. I'm offering my energetic contribution to this entire ability, this time and space, for me to really have the ability to feel like a part of it, to fully express. That's what we're here to do. We're here to shift the energy around us by offering our own vibration. It's just an invitation to shift, to come into that resonance, right? We give the energies around us the opportunity to lift. The high tide lifts all boats. So remember that when we're coming into these meditative spaces, when we're taking this time on our mat, when you're in your bathtub, when you're in that moment of prayer or devotion, whatever it looks like for you, be there, fully be there. Feel it in your heart, the beauty of the thing. Allow that to radiate so fully and completely outside of your being that you are offering that energy to the universe. Feel the dance of energy that happens when you connect to the things around you. That's really my word for this new year, is connection. And it don't necessarily mean it with other people, which it can, and I hope that that manifests as well. But I mean the connection of everything around me. Offering that devotion to the universe and feeling the golden thread of connection that binds every single thing together. So this Kriya is called Warming Up. Gosh, we have stickers everywhere, sorry. And we're going to actually start in a standing posture for this one, which feels pretty good because we've been doing a lot of sitting lately. So let's come up onto our feet, shake out your legs if you need to. Mine are kind of falling asleep here. I'm going to move this up for a second so y'all can see me a little bit better. And I'll move it back down. Sorry. So coming up on your feet, coming into Gyan Mudra, like that OK sign. Your finger and thumb come to connect. The rest of the fingers are pointed upwards into the sky. Just allow those elbows to hang gently just at the rib cage. Palms of the hands are facing forward. Inhale up on the right leg. Exhale as you take the foot down. Inhale up on the left. Exhale, take it down. Inhale up. Just like that. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. So continuing on, moving with the breath. Moving our energy. We're warming up the body to prepare us for the meditation. It seems like we're not doing a lot when we're in meditation. You know, we think we're actually conserving our energy, but it takes a lot of energy to be in meditation, to be receptive, to listen, to be present. Unfortunately, it takes a whole lot more energy than it does to be distracted. So we're preparing the body to be able to come into those higher realms of consciousness, of connectivity, of listening to our own soul space, being fully aware of our physical and conscious body, energetic being. Move as fast or as slow as you need to here. We're going to be here for 3 minutes and you're already 1 minute in. So even if you get tired, move slower. Conserve your energy so that you can make it all the way through. If you have a big burst at the beginning and you need to slow down, then do that. It's okay. But remembering to match the breath with movement. Really lengthening through those arms as much as you can. Lift the knee as high as it'll let you take it. You're nearly 2 minutes in. This is that stuff where we push through When we feel like stopping, we take breaks when we need to, but we really try to sustain the movement, tap into our strength, our grit, our ability to perform, which is much higher than what your brain would have you believe. So move past it, that imaginary wall that you have in your mind that tells you what you're capable of. Push through. Only 20 more seconds. Release both feet into the earth. Inhale, arms into the sky. Suspend the breath. Apply your root lock. If you're not menstruating on your moon cycle, have any untreated hypertension or anything of that nature, exhale, release the lock, and really slow, allow those palms to find the sides of your thighs. Take a couple deep breaths. We are heating up that body this morning, burning away all of the stuff that's no longer serving us, burning away all of the energies that are not meant for this new year, lighting the fire of our internal awareness, our intuition. And then slowly and gently coming down back into your comfortable seated posture. You guys did good. I can't see you, but I know you did good. Okay. So coming into your comfortable, easy seat, we're again going to be here for 3 minutes. Take those hands and gently rest them on the front of your shin bones. Inhale, press the heart space forward. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Keep those sits bones grounded into the earth so that as you're moving that spine, flexing through the spine, the sits bones are still grounded. We're not pulling them up away from the earth. You're going to keep that part of your body rooted into your mat. And then the crown of your head stays level, okay? So not dipping the chin to the chest, but keeping the crown of the head level. And just matching your breath with your movement, closing your eyes, and drawing your awareness inward and upward towards your third eye. And allow this to become a meditative movement. Allow the movement to draw you into it, where the body moves just as it should. Not trying or forcing, just allowing. You're already 1 minute and 45 in, so you're more than halfway there. a few more seconds. Inhale into your center position. Apply your root lock, Mula Bandha, suspending the breath. Exhale. Release the hands from the shin bones. Release the lock, release the breath. Close your eyes as you gently rest those palms of your hands on your knees, face down. And just feel into your own body, feel into your own being. Just recognizing the quality of energy that you're experiencing inside your body and outside of it. And then slowly and gently allowing those eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. Take those hands outside to frame your hips. Inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, release the palms down over the shoulders. Fingers are towards the front. Thumbs are draped over the back. We're going to inhale, twist to the left, and exhale, twist to the right. Just like so, and you're going to continue on with that motion for 3 minutes. So really be careful here not to take it so fast that you start to lose your ability to be grounded. Don't want it to make you dizzy or feel like you can't remain in your posture. But you're just twisting that whole torso and head to the left, exhaling to the right. Keeping those arms elevated, parallel to the earth. Feeling yourself wringing out all of those energies that are not serving you, all of that stuff that is not for you, that is not meant for you, that needs to be seen and witnessed so that it can experience alchemy of change. You read about people studying alchemy and wanting to learn to turn things into gold. And the real most rewarding, amazing, no monetary value alchemy that exists is the alchemy that happens within your own being, that transforms you and allows you to fully live and to really step completely and wholly into your co-creative abilities and experience the quality of life that you want to have, not existing, trudging through with your head down, making it through one more day, but really and fully living. You got 1 more minute, so keep on. Take it a little slower if you need to so that you can stay grounded in this posture, this exercise. Wring it out and let all that stuff that's not serving you fall into the earth so the Pachamama can take it and turn it into those beautiful life-affirming energies once again. Let her be the helper. Let her assist us in living our fullest life. Just 30 more seconds, not even that. Keep those arms up. Don't let the elbows dip. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Inhale deeply. Keep those arms up and suspend your breath. Apply your root lock if it's in your practice. Exhale. Release the breath. Release the arms down. Take those hands to the knees. Close the eyes. Draw the awareness in and up. Available to listen to the voice of your own soul space. Available for the internal dialogue. Witnessing, observing, not attaching, judging, or telling stories. Just allowing the energies to move and shift around us without the need to engage. And then gently allowing the eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. The next posture we're going to come into is our shoulder shrugs. This is a powerful breath with this movement. So make sure you're really using that breath to power the movement for this exercise, okay? Because we're going to do some shoulder shrugs. So you're going to keep those hands gently resting face down on the knees. Inhale, take the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale and drop them. Inhale up. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Powerful breath. Closing the eyes, drawing the awareness in and up towards the brow point center, fueling and stoking that fire of the intuition so that we can really be present. We're allowing that part of our being. We're inviting it to come fully forward, to be seen, to be witnessed, to be experienced, open to receive. Keeping that spine nice and straight and long. Don't let your posture start to take a dip. We want to make sure that spine stays nice and strong and long for that energy to facilitate all the way up to the crown of the head. You can always use that mantra, Satnam. I am truth. Truth is my name. Truth is my identity. Sat on the inhalation and Nam on the exhale. You're already more than a minute in. Keeping that breath nice and strong with the shoulder movements. Releasing any of that tension that you're carrying in your shoulders. Your shoulders is that place where we hang on to our burdens. We hold on to the weight of the world, recognizing that I'm not carrying anything other than what I choose to bear. So if I feel like I'm carrying too much weight of the world, too much burden on my shoulders, letting go of some of it, being willing to put it down, to no longer take ownership of the things that I cannot personally affect and that are not mine to have. Let go of the stuff that's not yours and not serving your highest and greatest good with this exercise. Shrug those shoulders and let it go. Let it shake off from that upper back, the shoulder blades. You only have 30 more seconds here, so continuing on. Really feeling that stuff, loosening up and releasing. Inhale, shoulders come up towards the ears. Suspending the breath, apply your root lock, Mula Bandha. Exhale. releasing the shoulders, releasing the lock and the breath. Closing the eyes, gently resting those hands on the knees. Becoming aware of your own being and following the breath for a moment. Gently open those eyes whenever you're ready. We're going to take those hands outside of those hips. Inhale, arms come up at a 60-degree angle, planting the fingertips into the pads of the hands. Thumbs come directly into the sky so that we can come into that breath of fire, using the navel point to forcefully press the air in and out through the nose. Press the belly out and allow that to be what forces the air in and out through the nostrils. So we're going to be here for 3 minutes. Inhale deeply, exhale completely, and then inhaling to begin. Stoking that fire of intuition, of self-awareness, so that as we come into our meditation here in a moment, you're able to really fully be present with your own being, eradicating that egoic part of ourselves that is no longer necessary during this practice so that we can identify with the most pure, authentic version of our being. Recognizing that while we're here on this safe space on our mat, we don't really need that aspect of our being to override. We allow the soul space to come forward and be what draws us into our experience. So fueling that aspect of ourselves, that most authentic aspect of our being, eradicating those egoic desires to overwhelm, to direct, to bring up the old programs, the social narratives that are not serving us. Breathing away on every exhalation, all of that limiting stuff that's not ours. The social expression of our being, that part of ourselves that we believe that we have to show the rest of the world to be accepted, to be loved, to be acknowledged, honored. Recognizing that it's by really fully connecting to the truest aspects of our being that we've engaged to the highest degree in this time and space. And that if that's what we want people to accept and identify about us, we have to be willing to see, accept, and allow for that space to come forward first. We only have less than a minute here. Inhale, take those thumbs to touch overhead. Suspending the breath, apply your root lock. Exhale, really slow and gentle, releasing those hands, caressing the aura all the way down, filling into the purest, most authentic expression of your being, grounding your energy all the way down into the earth. Take a couple seconds here. Just feeling into the quality of your own energy. And gently allowing those eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. We're moving directly into our meditation, which isn't very long at all. It's fairly quick. We're going to come into that easy seated posture. We're going to interlock our hands and then press the palms forward in front of us, in front of that heart space. And you're going to just close your eyes like 80 to 90% so that you can focus just on the tip, very tip of your nose here. And we're going to do what's called a 1 minute breath. Now, if you can't do the 1 minute breath, you can modify, but the 1 minute breath is inhalation to the count of 20, suspending the breath to the count of 20, and exhaling to the count of 20. If you can't do that, you can do an inhalation to the count of 10, holding to the count of 10, exhaling to the count of 10. You can even take it down to 5 seconds if that's what feels best, and we're only going to be here for 3 minutes. So focusing your attention, closing the eyes about 90% so that you're just focusing on that tip of the nose. Palms of the hands are pressed forward. Spine is nice and long and straight, crown of the head shining into the sky, and then just taking those nice, deep, long breaths to the count of 20, 10, or 5, inhaling, holding, and exhaling. You're already almost 1 minute in, so just keep your focus. Deep, slow breaths. If you have trouble or problems with your stomach and digestion, your elbows may hurt or become uncomfortable, so just be aware of that. If you need to release them for a moment, do so, but try to bring them back up if you can. Focusing on the tip of the nose. This is really good exercise for the eyes. Stretching those muscles of the eyes really strengthens your ability and your vision, actually. So it gives you a lot of good eye health when you stretch those muscles of the eyes, focusing on the tip of the nose. It can feel really uncomfortable when we first start doing that if we're not used to stretching those ocular muscles. But the more you do it, the more natural it feels, the stronger the eyes become, which actually improves your vision. You only have about 30 seconds left, so stay strong here, keeping those arms elevated. The arms are lengthened. If you need a gentle bend in the elbows to facilitate being able to hold this posture for a little bit longer, then do so. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Apply your root lock. Exhale, release the hands, release the lock, release the breath. Shake out those arms because we're going to come right back into that same mudra, same hand position here in a moment. We're going to be here for 3 minutes again. So shake them out as much as you need to. Roll the shoulders here for a second. Loosen it up. Then whenever you're ready, come back into mudra. And what we're going to do this time, we're going to continue to focus on the tip of the nose. So those eyes are only open like 90% of the way. You're just barely sliver of the eyes open so that you can focus on the tip of the nose. And then we're going to add the breath. Inhale through the nose. Cannon breath fire through the mouth. So just continuing on with that breath, you're already about 30 seconds in. Forceful breath through the rounded mouth, focusing on the tip of the nose. The strength and depth of your breath is in direct proportion to how deeply you can heal yourself right now. So the deeper the inhalation you take through the nose, the more forceful the breath is through the rounded mouth, the deeper ability you have to do your own internal healing in this exercise. So really go deep, really allow that breath to be nice and deep and forceful exhalation through the rounded mouth. Experiencing the original you, inviting those pure aspects of your being to really come forward. If you practice this for 120 days, you'll gain great vitality, personal excellence, and a new concept of what you are. It works on the celestial concept of the third layer of the human mind. You're already a minute and 45 in, so you just have a little bit more than a minute left. Keep the breath strong, the spine straight, the focus on the tip of the nose. Really try to keep that focus with those eyes at the tip of the nose. Don't let it slack. It's so tempting to let go, but just for a few more seconds here, keep that focus fixed. Just a couple more seconds. Inhale deeply. Suspending the breath, apply your root lock, seal the energy of that exercise into your body. Lifting up through the pelvic floor, seal it in. Exhale, release the breath, release the mudra. Shake out the arms again if you need to here. We're not going to come back into that mudra, so you can just relax. Roll the shoulders out if you need to. Close your eyes. Find your breath for a moment and just feel into your being, feel into your physical body. Next posture, we're going to take the elbows, gently relax them in towards the rib cage. Point your fingers are directly up into the sky, just like so. We're going to close the eyes here and draw our attention inward and upward towards the third eye point. We're going to take a breath where we inhale deeply, suspend the breath at the top, and we're going to pump our navel as many times as we can before we have to exhale. And when you exhale, you're going to inhale again, suspend the breath, and pump the navel again. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. So find that pace that's good for you. Pumping the navel as the breath is suspended as many times as you can. That place of power, that place where we witness ourselves. It's our perception of our own being, giving ourselves the opportunity not to relate to ourselves according to the ego, according to the presentation that we've created for other people to witness about who and what we are and what we want them to think we are, but the truest, most essential nature of our being, that soul-spaced nature. We're witnessing those aspects. You're already a minute in, so you only have a couple more minutes left here. Find that rhythm of pulsing the navel and exhaling and inhaling once again, suspending the breath. You only have 1 minute left here. Three, two, one. Inhale deeply. Suspending the breath at the top. We're going to press our arms out as far as we can. Join the two fingertips and just press as we suspend the breath. Exhale. Cannon breath through the mouth. Inhale deeply to the count of 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and suspend the breath. Pressing those fingertips as hard as you can together. Cannon breath through the mouth on the exhalation. Inhale, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Suspend the breath. Forceful cannon exhalation through the mouth, releasing the hands gently down onto the knees, coming along through the spine, closing your eyes, drawing your attention and your awareness back inside of your own being. Take a couple deep breaths here. Open your eyes whenever you're ready. We're going to Jupiter finger come straight into the air, pointer finger. Take the fingertips into the pad of the hand, drape the thumb over all three of them, and we're going to circulate the energy all around this really vigorously and rapidly. Close your eyes, draw your attention, your awareness back inside, and circulating that energy. You're going to be here for 2.5 minutes, really giving yourself the opportunity to circulate the energy you've created. You might even feel your entire spine moving as you're vigorously moving those arms and circulating that energy with the pointer fingers. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose at your own pace. You're already nearly a minute in, so just continuing on, circulating that energy, visualizing it circulating all around you, inside of your energetic being, so that that energy can move and shift to all of the places that it's meant to be, to give you the fullest ability to come into alignment today while you're on your mat. Alignment with those higher aspects of your being, with the soul space, most authentic expression. of your own self, the original you. A little less than a minute here. Inhale deeply, still your arms, keep those pointer fingers into the sky, suspend the breath, and apply your root lock. Exhale, release the lock, release the breath, release the hands down onto the knees. Keep the eyes closed for a moment. Take a couple deep breaths. And then drawing yourself down into your final Shavasana posture, your corpse pose. Fully relaxing into the earth. And just breathe. Rest into your body. What a safe space it is to be in the most authentic expression of your own being, that original you. We don't always know what's going on. We don't always know what to expect. Sometimes things feel confusing and upside down and chaotic, but remembering that we don't have to know, and it's okay not to know. As long as we just keep moving forward, as long as we keep taking those actions and making those choices that allow us to step out of the old patterns of our existence and really fully live, experience the new open spaces full of all possibility, the co-creative aspects of our being. Take the actions necessary. No more, I'll do it later. No more, I'll get to it someday. Take the actions necessary now. The small actions, the small things that are necessary to embody a new experience, a new existence. Stop measuring ourselves according to the world and what the world wants from us or who the world thinks we should be. Remember that your worth is not measured by likes and followers, by whether they do or do not message you back, by your job title, your weight, or your size. You're so much more than numbers and titles on a piece of paper, more than targets and reaching impossible goals. You are the life you live day in and day out. You are the life you live day in and day out. The courage you show the world and the strength you channel when you are feeling your weakest. You are the compassion and kindness that lives in your bones, the love you give out and the love you show yourself. You are the memories you make for you and for others. You are the knowledge that your bad days do not define your soul, and life will keep on moving whatever it throws at you. You are you. There is no measure for a delightful thing like that. miraculously made. What an amazing opportunity to be here right now in this time and space, to live in such a magical place where we get to co create the reality that we want to experience. If we would only learn to master the mind and to focus our attention on those things that we wish to experience more of, to create the change necessary to step away from the old and open ourselves up to the new paradigm of all possibility. It's all within you, it's all your choice. You get to choose. Slowly and gently drawing your attention back to your physical body, to this time and space on your mat, by gently wiggling the fingers and toes, taking any gentle movements necessary, whatever stretches you might need, any gentle postures that will draw you back into this time and space. And then on your next inhalation, taking the knees into your chest and beginning to rock back and forth on the spine, moving that spinal fluid, nourishing that cerebrospinal fluid into all of those nooks and crannies of your spine. And then drawing yourself upright into a comfortable seated position whenever you're ready. We're going to finish our practice today with 3 long Sat Nams. If you only ever use one mantra, this is the one to use. I am truth. Truth is my name. Truth is my identity. I am that I am. I am this soul space. I identify with the highest qualities of my being. That is the forefront of who and what I am. Take those hands into prayer pose, tucking the thumbs into the chest. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And then inhale to begin. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Namaste. The divine light in me honors the divine light that exists within each and every one of you, your ability to choose, your ability to co-create. I hope that you choose to fully live, to fully open up to all possibilities, to spiral into your life, to take chances, to have fun, to be playful and curious about your nature of who and what you really are and what lights your soul on fire. I thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you continue to have a beautiful week, and I will look forward to seeing you guys later.